Listen to me. Do you like it white? No.
Radio Room presents.
Order, order. Come now, everyone. I know we're all anxious to get this hearing over with, but we must do our due diligence.
Asking inane questions counts as due diligence now?
Commissioner Carraway, need I remind you again that comments like that
will be severely frowned upon? Yes, Chairman, I've gathered that, thanks in no small part to your mightily impressive frown.
I called for order.
Jethro, what is Carraway doing?
Same thing he's been doing for over a decade, Evangel. Thumbing his nose at authority.
These hearings could put him out of a job.
Don't count John out. He's been through worse. We should know. We were there for most of it.
Here's hoping it doesn't end like everything else, with shooting.
Here's hoping. That is a lovely dress, by the way. Is that Jacques Fath?
It is. I would ask you how you know so much about fashion, but...
I recognize his designs. Clara loved him when we were seeing each other.
Clara? As in Clara Bow?
The very same.
Sometimes, Jethro, I wonder if there was anyone in Hollywood you weren't involved with.
We'll have to get back to you on that.
Now, Commissioner, before we broke for recess, I asked how your police department is not at fault for the recent spate of gang violence plaguing our city.
The answer is fairly simple, Chairman. The fault lies with the gangs having the spates of violence.
Commissioner Carraway, I've got a stack of papers here that says otherwise. Need I remind you of the shootout at Bellevue, the return of Death's Head Face, and...
Yes, Councilman. Last I checked, all of those cases ended with the prosecution of several gang members.
Thanks, in no small part, to the assistance of the criminal vigilante known as the Green Lama, as I understand it.
Councilman, I can neither confirm nor deny the existence of the masked vigilante known as the Green Lama. And I would like to add the Green Lama's criminal status, whether he exists or not, was decided by this body, not my police department, and furthermore...
I lived in this city in the 30s, Commissioner. I know the Green Lama is more than just a myth, just as I know you and he worked closely together during that decade, taking down folks like that madman who broke into the German consulate.
Sir, that was in fact a golem, and it killed Nazis, which I think we could all agree is...
This isn't the Wild West anymore, Commissioner. We need the rule of law if we are to be that shining city on a hill.
If I may, Councilman Milligan.
The chair recognizes Councilman Snyder.
Mr. Chairman, as much as I would love to not put our trust in vigilantes, masked or otherwise, and while I understand why the body voted to make vigilantism illegal following the Green Lama attack on innocent men, my staff has recently brought to my attention the Rogers Act of '41. For those unfamiliar with the legislation, it gave the War Department the power to both approve and regulate costume heroes such as the Green Lama.
That was the war, Councilman, which is over.
And yet, that law is still on the books.
I understand that there were rumors that the supposed heroes, like the Green Lama, were fighting in the war, but you and I both know that was simply propaganda to help sell war bonds.
Come now, Mr. Chairman, you cannot be that obtuse. How many of your fellow councilmen fought in that war alongside these heroes? Are you going to tell them to deny what they witnessed with their own eyes?
That is not what I'm saying, and you know it.
Then why did you say it, Mr. Chairman?
Jethro, is the Rogers Act still in effect?
Last I checked, which isn't all that surprising, really. There are a lot of laws from the war still in place.
Makes me wonder what happened to the others you fought with.
Those that survived found other battles to fight. And the rest, they were just tired of fighting.
Can't say I blame them.
Neither can I.
I am saying that we cannot equate acts of war with domestic crime, Councilman.
The Rogers Act makes no delineation between vigilantes fighting threats foreign or domestic. If Commissioner Carraway is working with the Green Lama, then he is working within the letter of the law, which makes the current law criminalizing vigilantes...
Next, you will argue that we should arm our officers like soldiers.
If you are so aggrieved by the law, then change the law, sir.
Gentlemen, as much as I appreciate you two fighting over me...
Shut it, Commissioner. I'll get to you shortly.
Was that...
It's Councilman Milligan! He's been shot!
Mane Padme Home. The Green Lama strikes for justice.
Millionaire playboy Jethro Dumont has returned to New York City after fighting the Nazis on the front lines, only to find the city on the brink of a gang war caused by an unknown mastermind. With motives and suspects too many to mention, Dumont once again uses his powers as the Green Lama to uncover the truth and prevent a citywide massacre. Guards, get this place locked up. No one in or out. The shooter might still be in here with us.
John, are you all right?
Fine, just need to get this mess solved and quick. You don't happen to have green robes on you, do you?
Besides the fact that I'm currently a wanted criminal, a three-piece suit seemed the more appropriate outfit this morning.
Since when do we do anything appropriate?
I'll stick to the shadows, see what I can find. I also have a feeling we might be getting a visitor very soon.
What can I do?
Keep your eyes open. You know what to look for. You see it, let me know. Until then, stay clear.
Caraway. Milligan's dead.
You checked his pulse?
No need. The bullet went clean through his heart and into the wall.
You don't get a shot like that unless the shooter is someone who works under contract. Just what I need.
Commissioner, we found the murder weapon. Handgun dropped to the ground alongside a pair of gloves.
Definitely a professional, then. All the building exits shut?
Yes, sir. We put a call into Central. We should have police covering every entrance soon. No point of ingress or egress without someone knowing.
Unless the bastard got away in the moments after the shooting. Well, at least we don't have to worry about anyone else getting shot in the immediate future. Everyone! Please settle down! Settle down! We've all witnessed a terrible crime, something I doubt any of us would have wanted to see. But right now, I need you all to help me find out who shot the chairman. And the only way we're going to do that is by talking to each and every one of you. It will take time, yes, but the sooner you all cooperate and tell us what you saw, the sooner we can catch the bastard that did this. First things first, I need you all to pretend it's Sadie Hawkins Day. All the fellas walk over to the right side of the room. Ladies, head on over to the left. We'll start interviewing people from there. In the meantime, Snyder, can you and a couple of the guards gather the other councilmen and bring them into the hall? We have a lot to talk about.
That we do. You have a lot to answer for, sir.
Well, that was a fairly impressive bit of subway acrobatics, if I do say so myself. Thank goodness they closed the station down, or else...
Mane Padme Om!
Jesus! Lama, where...
Behind you, in the shadows.
How the hell... How did you... Why am I even asking? Of course, you knew I was coming.
The shooting.
It's all over the radio. Figured I could throw my weight into the effort, though I should have figured you were already here.
You rode on the back of the train?
I did. Used my clubs as a brace. This station is closed down because of the shooting, which means there's no one here. Figured riding a train as it passed through the station was the only way to get into City Hall with all the roadblocks. Would you mind stepping where I can see you, Lama? At this point, I know what to expect. Tall guy in a big green bathrobe, face hidden by his hood. No need to make this creepier than it has to be.
Stay there.
You're not in your robes, are you?
As I've already told you, knowing my identity will only make things more dangerous for both of us.
Be that way. So, you showing up here, I'm guessing that means you have something in mind for me?
By now, Commissioner Caraway has sequestered everyone who was in the council chambers at the time of the shooting. From there, he'll be doing his best to find the killer among the witnesses.
You really think he is still in the building?
Or she. But then again, so do you, or else you would not be here.
Touché. What do you got for me?
During the tumult, I managed to sneak into Chairman Milligan's office.
Let me guess. You found out he was in the Giovanni's pocket. No. Wait, the Weinsteins? No. Some third mysterious party that we haven't discovered yet.
Neither. Milligan was clean. Any faults he might have had were simply due to a short temper and love of rye.
So I guess his murder wasn't to keep him quiet.
More likely it was meant to be a distraction.
From what?
This is what we must determine. Do you recall Richard Foster's pulp adaptations of my adventures?
You already know I've got all 14. Foster liked to say you were Jethro Dumont. Like anyone would believe that. Rich guy running around fighting crime? Come on. I've lived in the city my whole life, and the only thing the rich care about are themselves and looking good in the press.
Yes, Richard was very persistent. Suffice it to say that I allowed him to publish those stories as they allowed me to hide in plain sight.
Let the world believe you are a fiction so you can work freely in fact.
And I hope you can help me do the same today.
Why do I have the feeling I'm going to enjoy this?
Just don't enjoy yourself too much, Riveter.
You're not the boss of me, Lama, despite all appearances to the contrary.
When the time comes, Riveter, pull your punches. Is that understood?
You're no fun, you know that? Yes? Hello? And he's gone. One of these days he's going to have to tell me how he does that.
Guards, can you two take positions on either side of the hall?
Yes, sir.
Keep your eyes open.
Quiet, please. Now, John, how the hell did this happen?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I doubt the guards checked for weapons and the shooter kept their guns hidden until the right moment, but...
The right moment?
Of high emotion. People get tunnel vision when there's a lot of yelling. Like when you and Milligan were going at it.
Commissioner, I hope you're not implying...
I'm just informing the city council of our shooter's likely methodology. When people are fighting, we only see who's screaming, who's throwing the fists. We don't see a guy taking out a gun, taking aim and firing until we hear the sound. Then everything goes hog wild.
Why didn't anyone check for weapons?
Because we're living in a damn civilized society. Since when did we need to worry about some idiot misusing their Second Amendment right?
Don't make this a constitutional conversation, John.
Be that as it may, we're going to have to work to weed out the suspects from the crowd. And that's going to take time and patience, which is why I need you all to head back into the council chamber and...
Huh. Back into the council chamber? Are you mad, Caraway? You can't expect us to just go back in there when there's a killer in there. The shooter already killed Milligan. What's going to stop him from killing any one of us? We're politicians.
Let me assure you, the council chamber is safe. We have what we believe is the murder weapon in our possession.
That assumes there's only one killer.
There could be more than one?
Snyder, you're not helping. Gentlemen, please, calm down. Yes, there's a chance there could be two shooters, but we, as of this moment, have no confirmation of that concern. Right now, we need to keep everyone in the chamber to stay calm so we can find our killer, which means we need to stay calm. Is that understood? Excellent. But before we do that, I need to ask each of you where you were when Councilman Milligan was shot.
Commissioner, you can't honestly be implying...
If I'm gonna find the killer, I need to know all I can about the events surrounding Milligan's death. The more I know, the more I can help the DA eventually create a case strong enough to keep him in jail for a very long time.
Do you want us to call the Green Lama, Commissioner? Perhaps he can do what he always does and solve the crime for you.
Last I checked, I kept this city safe while the Green Lama and the rest of his costumed comrades were off fighting the war.
And the war is over. Perhaps you're simply past your prime, Commissioner, if today is any evidence. A New York City councilman was shot dead within the walls of City Hall. That, dare I say, does not show much evidence of a policeman at the peak of his professional career.
Councilman, that was a lot of words you threw out there trying to make me mad. Not the best plan to piss off the one person who can probably get you all out of this situation with your lives, and more importantly to you, making sure you come out of this looking squeaky clean to potential voters.
Much as I loathe to admit it, Caraway is right. He might be the only one who can find the killer before the day is out.
Thank you, Councilman.
But consider, John, that ours are not the only jobs that are on the line today.
Of course, Councilman Snyder. Now, where were you when Councilman Milligan was shot?
I can't believe this is happening.
Excuse me, are you all right?
Yes. Sorry, just... This is all so much. I can feel my heart racing, beating so fast it's almost hard to breathe. I just don't understand the city anymore.
I'm sure the commissioner has everything in hand.
Does he? Does anyone? It seems like the whole world is going mad.
No madder than it always was.
I don't remember it being so scary, so violent. Not even during the war.
Nostalgia's a funny thing. Makes the past look better than it was. Makes things seem worse now than they were then. Makes madness seem like sanity.
I don't remember a councilman getting shot in broad daylight.
I think I remember too much, to be honest. Not for lack of trying to forget, but there are many things that won't escape my mind's eye.
Are you all right, miss?
Yes. Yes, I suppose I am. At least I hope so. I'm sorry. I didn't see how close we were standing to the inner chambers.
Oh, my word! Milligan's chair is covered with blood.
It is, but let me see if I can just get a little closer.
Where are you going?
Just stay there. I'll be right back. I just need to check something.
We women have to stay together in dangerous times like these.
There's something wrong with the councilman's chair.
What do you mean, something wrong? Of course there's something wrong. A man was shot there.
Yes, but look at the bullet hole in the back of the chair. How is all the leather and cushioning facing toward us?
I'd rather not think of such things.
We all think Milligan was shot from the audience. But from that distance, the bullet wouldn't have made it all the way through his body. And even if it did make it all the way through, it probably would have gotten lodged into the back of the chair.
How can you know all these horrid things?
I've had a horrid life. Unless Milligan was shot with a sniper rifle, which is unlikely, the only way a bullet hole of that size could have been formed is if... Oh no. Milligan was shot from behind. The gun Caraway found was a decoy.
What does that mean?
It means things are a lot more complicated than we would like. What the hell? Oh, Lord, he didn't.
Hello, everyone! In case you were wondering, I'm the masked hero known as the Riveter. I didn't pick the name, but it's growing on me. I'm here to tell you that one of you is a big, dumb murderer. And I'm going to find out who. Stay tuned.
Hey, Churcher!
Why can't anything ever just stay simple?
Did she just say, stay tuned and run out of the room?
Yep, she did. Oh, I'm going to have words with him when he gets back.
Who?
The idiot who thought getting a child involved with his madness was a good idea.
What the hell is that?
It's the shooter!
Don't be ridiculous.
I'd rather be ridiculous than dead.
Guards, move in close around the councilman. Anyone who shows up that you don't recognize, put them in cuffs. I'm gonna see what that sound was. Everyone stays here.
You're not going anywhere without me, Commissioner.
Your funeral, Snyder.
Well, I hope not.
Gentlemen!
Lord, this is just what I need.
What the hell is that?
Just your local vigilante, Councilman.
So the Riveter does exist.
Don't act so surprised, Councilman. Despite what our dear departed Chairman Milligan thought, costumed vigilantes used to be fairly standard in this town. I'm just helping to keep the tradition alive. I understand you're dealing with a little Agatha Christie-esque locked room mystery. How exciting. I'm here to help.
For starters, locked room mysteries are impossible, and the doors were locked after the murder, so there's a high probability the killer escaped before we closed down City Hall. Speaking of which, how'd you get in?
I took the train.
While this conversation is riveting, I think we can handle it all on our own, miss.
Think whatever you'd like, Councilman. Won't make it true.
I won't be spoken to that way by some little girl in a costume.
Calm down, Snyder. I'm assuming you had something to do with the ruckus in the council chambers.
I do love making an entrance.
And how was that helpful?
She was throwing our shooter off his feet, weren't you, Miss Riveter?
Like I said, I love making an entrance. And drop miss. I prefer to use the definitive article, the.
All right then, kid. Let's hear it. What do you want to tell us?
Not much I can tell you just yet, beyond promising my assistance in the investigation ahead.
Assistance? You gotta give me more than that, kid.
I've been known to be a very effective interrogator.
I don't appreciate the offer for help or the threat that you'll bash people's skulls in.
A threat? Please. It's a promise.
This is pointless.
I couldn't agree more, Councilman. I think you should let the Commissioner and I chat in private.
The hell I will. I've no idea who you are.
Councilman, for the sake of any upcoming election, you might want to win. Could you give me and the Riveter an opportunity to speak where a wandering member of the press won't accidentally photograph you standing behind us?
The building is locked down, but yes. Perhaps it is better to be safe than sorry.
Well?
Milligan was clean as a whistle. The shooting was simply one of opportunity. A distraction, but from what? I can't tell you.
What else did the Lama tell you to do?
That's a bit of an assumption, Commissioner. I'm a pretty damn good detective on my own, thank you very much.
I bet you are. But I've been working with that Buddhist bastard for longer than I care to admit. I know when he's got his fingerprints all over a plan. I'm mixing metaphors, but let's just say I can smell him all over this.
He said to stay visible enough to keep the focus on me. Make a show out of it. That way he can do his thing without anyone noticing.
And?
Pull my punches.
Yeah, that sounds like him. All right. If the Lama gave you his seal of approval, that's good enough for me.
Well, when you say seal of approval...
The man has worked with reformed gangsters, budget magicians, and halfway decent actors. Hell, according to some, he's worked with the greatest detective of them all. If he thinks he can work with you, that's all I need to know.
The Lama inspires a lot of confidence, huh?
He used to, but times were different back then. World was a bit cleaner, if you catch my meaning. Now, if you're willing to be my eyes and ears outside this council chamber and maybe a little guard duty while you're at it, stop anyone reaching for a gun, you understand? I'd much appreciate. I have a feeling this whole thing isn't as cut as dried as we'd like it to be.
Why do you think that?
You mean beyond what the Lama told you? Because the gun we found didn't have any fingerprints, and I got to see something the Lama didn't. A close-up look at Milligan's body. The entry wound was on his back.
So he was shot from behind.
Exactly. Probably shot from the inner chamber entrance.
Which means the killer could already be in the halls.
Not something you want to say too loud, though. The councilmen are spooked as they are, which is why I kept the guards with them. I don't think the killer's gonna risk taking on a couple of armed guards just to get a few politicians. Doesn't fit their established MO.
But with the building locked down, the killer could be hiding in the halls.
Exactly.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Oh, and kid.
Yeah?
Pull your punches.
No promises, Commissioner.
You can cut the ruse, Councilman. I know you were listening around the corner.
You're really letting her loose in here?
The Rogers Act, Councilman. Let's not forget the Rogers Act.
And you're not worried having a masked vigilante running around might cause a panic?
Councilman, there's already a gunman loose in City Hall. We're well past the time for panic.
Jethro.
Evangel, are you all right?
Fine. Your friend was here.
So I gathered. Which means she's following my instructions. Will the wonders never cease?
She's too much of a firebrand.
So was Jean when she first started.
Jethro, that girl is far too young for you.
Evangel, you know me better than to suggest something like that. She is simply far too young to be fighting crime all on her own.
Then why are you helping her?
She is helping us. Out of sight in the line of fire. Plus, the more eyes on her, the fewer.
You're avoiding the issue.
There is no issue to be had. This girl sees herself as the carrier of Jean's legacy, and I will make sure she lives up to Netzobom's ideal.
You still miss her, even after all these years?
Buddhism teaches me that I should not hold on to sadness. Like my old teacher so wrong, Jean has moved on to her next life. But that does not make her absence any easier. Do you still miss Gary?
You know I do.
Well then, you understand.
You know what I miss?
Not babysitting a whole bunch of nervous politicians, reporters, and civilians?
I miss the days when the Lama was the only idiot in a costume I was associated with.
Thank you, Evangel. That's very kind.
I'm only ever honest with you. But here, I want to show you something. Look at the chairman's chair. See what I see?
Ah. Well, that certainly makes things much more complicated.
If the gun Caraway's men found was simply a diversion, that means we could be dealing with something much bigger than just a political assassination.
Evangel, did you just say bigger than just a political assassination?
Shut up, Dumont. You know what I mean. We just graduated from possible mob hit to a conspiracy. What's your plan? Have the Riveter kick the anthill, make the killer nervous so we can find them? Because I'm not sure that'll be enough anymore.
No, it definitely won't be. There's Caraway with the councilman.
He's bringing them back in here? Is he insane?
No, I just think he's spoken to our mutual friend.
And you bought into your mad idea.
As always, Evangel, your continued confidence in me is appreciated.
Ladies and gentlemen, please calm down. Yes, we are aware the Riveter is in the building.
Is it safe to be here with the vigilante running around?
Yes, it's quite safe. I assure you. As safe as it can be, I suppose. This has been an unnerving experience for all of us, but we need to remain calm.
How can we remain calm? There's a murderer and a vigilante running around the building.
Yes, all the more reason that we remain calm, as there's every possibility that things could get worse before they get better.
Caraway's not going to be able to keep everyone under control much longer. Let's start moving amongst the crowd, see if we can find our man.
Stay safe.
And you?
You have any idea what the hell is going on in the council chamber?
Hell if I know.
Heard whispers the Riveter was running around.
All I know is I got the call about the shooting, was told to get down here right quick and start walking the halls in case anyone tried to make a run for it. Or get in, for that matter. Only thing I'm 100% sure of is that whatever is happening in the council chamber is a straight-up boondoggle.
Stay to the shadows. Stay to the shadows. The only way this whole thing will work is if no one notices you when you don't want them to. Maybe you should stop talking to yourself.
How do you figure?
Because this is New York, and Caraway lost the one thing that could pin the killer down. The gun ain't got no fingerprints.
No fingerprints? What the hell does that mean?
You got me.
Where'd you hear that?
Overheard one of the lieutenants, Heidelberger, I think, talking about it with Whalen. Unless Caraway finds the guy in that there council chamber, we might as well be running around with our dicks in our hands.
Ugh, classy guys.
Hey, did you hear that?
Oh no.
It came from back there. Hey, who's there? This whole section's in lockdown. Step out of the shadows and come out with your hands up.
Oh, crap.
Come on out, girly. We can see you.
I don't believe it. You're the Riveter.
Take off the mask.
Fellas, I know how this looks, but trust me, I've got a really good explanation for being here.
I said, take off the mask.
Come on! You know I can't do that.
Do it! Or
Evangel, are you all right?
I think so. The council chamber is spinning, but nothing seems broken. You?
Same.
This is a bit of a monkey wrench, isn't it?
No, I think it's just underlining their message.
There?
We're definitely not dealing with a lone wolf. There's no way a single person could pull off Milligan's assassination and sneak in a bomb large enough to cause that explosion. The only way to find out who is to ask why. But before we can worry about that, we need to make sure no one is grievously injured. People are going to stampede as soon as they come to their senses. And anybody caught in their way is only going to get worse for it.
Oh, this day just keeps getting better, Councilman. Are you all right?
I think so, yes. A little rattled, but...
Great. Check on the other councilmen. Get all of the uninjured guards to check on civilians. This blast seems to be on the other side of the building.
Where are you going?
Where else would I go? Into hell.
Then I'm coming with you.
You ought to stay behind and help here, Councilman. You don't want to be on the front line, trust me.
Caraway, right now, I've got what I figure is a 50% chance of getting killed wherever I go. So you'll forgive me for wanting to stick with the Commissioner of Police.
Huh? Your funeral.
You really need to come up with a different line.
Oh, Jesus! What the hell was that? Hey! Can you stand?
My leg. It's pinned down.
Looks like you broke your fibula. Don't try to move. It'll only make it worse. If I can get this bit of sealing off you,
My partner.
He's...
Damn it.
Just hang tight. Let me see if I can...
Looks like the bomb did the job real good. Spread out and cut down anyone and anything. Boss wants this place to look like the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. We don't want no one standing.
Oh no.
Get clear.
I'm not leaving you here.
I've got a gun. You got a couple of clubs. You won't last more than a few seconds against what's coming.
And you will?
I'll last longer than you. Might even take a few of these mugs down before I'm out.
I can't leave you to...
Get clear, girl.
I am not leaving you.
Over there! Light them up!
That was gunfire.
Go. I'll handle it here. Here. Use this to cover your face. Now, don't worry. The dress was already ruined.
Thanks. Now get everyone out of here as fast as you can. I'm sure Caraway is already headed...
Just go, Jethro.
Riveter. I'm sure of it. Saw her heading back this way, dragging that copper.
The Riveter ain't nothing but a myth. We gotta take care of the chamber before the pigs outside get brave.
You saw her too, Mac. That wasn't no myth, that was the real thing.
You should've left me here, girl. Would've been safer for you.
I didn't put on this mask just so I could run away and let people die.
Would've been the smarter thing to do.
Yeah, well, I think intelligence and my chosen profession are mutually exclusive. Your left arm is bleeding.
Great.
I don't mean to be too familiar, considering we just met, but I'm going to have to borrow your belt, officer.
Bill? Just call me Bill.
Well, Bill, I'm going to use this as a tourniquet. It should stem the bleeding long enough until help arrives. Just keep your head down. I'm going to go deal with the bad guys.
Take this.
Thanks, but I don't do guns.
That's a good way to get yourself killed.
Like I said, intelligence and this job don't really go hand in hand.
Well, either way. Good luck, Riveter.
Thanks, Bill. Be safe. Breathe. Breathe. You can do this. You can do this. You're just outnumbered and literally outgunned.
It was just a broad in a mask. If we don't do what we need to do...
If the rumors are true, she's the one who took down the Death's Head face. Mac, we get her. Just think what the boss will give us.
Ah!
Damn it. She is real.
Where the hell is she coming from?
I don't know. Just find her and get her. Go! My gun! Damn it!
There she is. Grab her.
Get off!
You're stronger than you look, little girl.
And you're slower than you look. Now that we've traded compliments, why don't you shut up and let me go?
Nah. I think...
Oh boy, you guys are in trouble now!
Crap! It's the Green Lama! Quick! Find him before...
Nice of you to show up!
I would have been here sooner, but I think it's safe to say none of my plans worked.
You could say that! Love the look, by the way. Bit of change from the usual, isn't it? Some fabric around the face. Wait! Is that the end of a jacques but? I always wanted a jacques but could never afford it.
Why don't we discuss fashion later? I told you to pull your punches.
Well then, tell them to stop shooting at us and I will.
Any idea who these are?
We haven't exactly done formal introductions.
Down!
Thanks. How did you see him?
We get out of this, I'll show you.
Promises, promises.
Stay calm. There are people injured on the ground. You're only going to...
Help! Oh, help!
I'm here. You're going to be okay.
My leg. I think it's broken. I can't see it. Can you... Is it okay?
It's pinned beneath a section of the ceiling.
Can you move it?
I had a few radioactive salts.
What?
Never mind. Bad joke. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can get some help. You, Councilman.
Me?
Yes, you. Help me get this off of her.
Yes, of course.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. I've got you. Here, wrap an arm around my shoulders. That's right. And now around the councilman. All right, we're going to lift you up. It's going to hurt, but that only means we'll get you help sooner. Understand?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Good. All right, here we go.
That sounds pretty bad, Commissioner.
You expecting a party, Councilman?
I would give you a witty retort, but I'm too scared to think straight.
You wanted to tag along. This is the kind of fun we have.
Christ, it's...
The Riveter and some idiot trying to fight back an army. Stay back, Snyder. This is about to get messy. Stop, in the name of the law. Yeah, I like that'll work.
He's blood, copper.
Don't! You might hit!
Hush. Get down, Councilman. Lama. Some fine mess we've got ourselves into.
Come now, Commissioner. This is nothing out of the ordinary for us.
Yeah, but time still has an effect on some of us. I don't exactly move as fast as I used to.
The fuzz is right. We can't hold them all off.
We might not have to. Sounds like the cavalry is arriving.
We should stay here.
You can't stay here, and you know it, Lama. You too, Riveter. Things are about to get a whole lot worse.
You're right. Riveter, let's go. Good luck, Commissioner.
And you, Lama.
There's a train approaching.
It won't stop.
Then there's no way we can get on.
Take my hand.
What? Why?
Just trust me.
Oh, okay. Whoa, hey! How the hell did you make that jump and catch the train?
And here I thought you read Richard's pulps.
I did, but even... Oh. Your mask. It fell off. So, you are Jethro Dumont.
I am.
Berkeley Monroe. Well, this makes everything a lot more interesting, doesn't it, Lama?
The Green Lama, Episode 4, A Deadly Debate. Written by Adam Lance Garcia. The Green Lama created by Kendall Foster Crossan. Produced by Adam Lance Garcia. Directed by Steele Filipek. Sound design by Josh Wilson. Music by Brian Metolius. Featuring the vocal talents of Gianmarco Ceresi, Sarah Smithton, Dana Aber, Justin Torres, Brett Druck, Scott Thomas, Kirsten Anderson, Jack Picone, Alex Poland, Steele Filipek, and Adam Lance Garcia. The Green Lama is used by permission of Kendra Crossan Burroughs, all rights reserved. On the next episode...
This is absolutely insane!
Then we need to hurry and make sure this works, don't we, Ken?
What was that?
An explosion on the tracks! So hold tight!
Everyone, get down!
John! Snyder's been shot!